Here we have a pre-owned 2017 Volvo XC60, and this one comes in the T6 all-wheel drive dynamic trim level in the beautiful ice white on black leather interior. And our powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged and supercharged 4-cylinder engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that gets us 302 horsepower. Coming around to the front here, we do get the LED daytime running lights there. They don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. Then we have our halogen headlamps. But really like the styling here on the front end. We have the mirror finish for the front grille, and then we have the plastic that the grille's actually made out of. And then really love the Volvo emblem here. Has a few rock chips there just from time, and then we have a little bit of a paint issue there. But for a 6-year-old vehicle, not bad at all. Now coming around to these wheels, these are going to be 19-inch aluminum. Really love that design. Then we get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors, or all 4 doors, excuse me. And then we have the controls for our one-touch up and down power windows on all 4 doors. There's a rear window lock there. Then we have our power mirror controls, blind spot monitors there. Nice wide pocket here, we can put a cup there. Headlamp controls, how we open the gas tank, pop the trunk. Electronic parking brake, which you can just pull up to engage and then hit the brake, press down to disengage. Rear fog lights there. And we can adjust our brightness here for the gauge cluster. And there's our power driver seat there. And then we have our power lumbar support there. And then for the memory seats, we do have 3 settings, and to change those, you can just hold the M and hold whichever seat you want to change at the same time. And then it'll actually tell you when it's been stored on the gauge cluster there. Let's go ahead and look at this back seat room. So for this to be a smaller SUV, not bad. I'm 6'3" and have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size, but that's my legroom there. I can't fit my knees all the way behind the seat. Seat pockets there, 12-volt there. And then we have cup holders there in the middle seat. There's a sunroof there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. So I'm going to go right to the cargo space here. So plenty of space behind that second row seat. And then looking at the back here, really like the styling there as well. We just have a few chips on the rear bumper here, but the paint, again, looks like it held up pretty well. And there we have our gas cap there. Of course, premium is always required on these Volvos, turbo and supercharged. We can fold the seat, the headrest there, and then we can pull all of this here and it'll fold flat there, and then we can just pull it up, and then that's how you lock it back into place. Then here we also have a power front passenger seat with power lumbar support and a lockable glove compartment here. Owner's manuals are still in this one. Go ahead and pop the hood. And then the latch is right here. You just pull that. Like I said, 2-liter supercharged and turbocharged 4-cylinder. Mostly covered up. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I like how it kind of goes around and then it bows out here on the sides. I don't know why that is, but it looks neat. But to the radio here, let me turn the fan speed down. That's our home page there. We can keep hitting exit to get there. And then you have navigation here. Really like the picture there. And then we can zoom in by turning the knob here, then zoom out turning it the other direction. And then we have radio. We do get AM, FM, Sirius. And we also have the option for Bluetooth audio. Then we have an aux input, and then you can use a USB to use your iPod if you want to do that. And this one does still have a CD player as well. There's the backup camera there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then it shows you your sensors in the back as well. And then you have different settings you can look at. But down here we have our shortcuts, so you can hit nav here, radio here, media here, telephone. You can hit the My Car there and pull that up again. And then you have the internet here, you can download apps. Then you have a track list, seek buttons there. You can use this for your phone, and then your presets too. And then we get dual zone automatic climate controls that you can set by hitting the auto button there, and then you can adjust the climate, and it'll show you for either side right there by turning either one of these knobs. And we have 3-stage heated seats, and it shows you that on the screen as well. So really responsive screen. I really like how they did that, and everything is actually simple to use as opposed to a lot of other Volvos I've been in. But we can toggle our auto stop here, blind spot monitors here, parking sensors here, and then you can pull up the camera by just hitting that button there, even when you're not in reverse. And then just hit it again, and you can get that view there. Now for the 8-speed, you just hit this button, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you can tap over here to put into your sport mode, and you can manually shift, and it'll show you on that right side of the digital part what gear you're in. And we do have a one-touch open and shut panoramic sunroof. Well, not panoramic, but I guess it's an enlarged sunroof. You can one-touch slide that back and forth, and then you can also cover it up with a sunshade too. There's a view of the back from up here. And we have our standard cruise controls here. We have our voice recognition controls here. We're going to go through our menu here, and it'll show you on the screen depending on what you're in. So when I hit exit, I can use this as a scroll bar, same way I'd use that. And volume controls here, track list, radio station presets here. And over here, we can use this OK button. This is how you actually go through the gauge cluster. And then you can use that little scroll bar there to scroll through your options, and then hit the OK button again to actually get further into whatever you're doing. So like here, it'll show me how much is left on the service. You can reset your trip computer. And this is important. You don't have your seatbelt on, or tire pressure. I don't know what's up with the tire pressure sensors. And then you can use this to go back. But really like how they did that. It's more simple than other Volvos I've been in as well. And then you have your high beams there. And then what you want to do is actually pull it up. It's kind of like a mechanism that stops it right there, and then you hit it all the way to get the high beams to stay on. And then you just do it halfway to flash. And then over here, windshield wiper controls. You can control your intermittent here. And then you have one time there, intermittent, low, high. And then this is for the rear wiper. And then you pull back for rear wiper fluid and push up for front wiper fluid. And then we have push button start. And then here is our key fob. But next it's time we go ahead and take this 2017 XC60 T6 all-wheel drive out on the road for a quick test drive. So to start with, I can already tell that this thing does have 302 horsepower. Very, very powerful turbo supercharged 4-cylinder engine. Just has a lot of oomph to it. And really just like how it drives, I feel like depending on how far I put my foot down determines what kind of driving feel I get, as opposed to having to put it into an eco mode or a sport mode. But let's test out these shifts here. And this is the second time I've driven this car. The downshifts and the upshifts are very, very responsive. When I tell it to shift down or shift up, it does so very quickly. We have the cruise set on 70 here. And the ride is extremely comfortable. And even though it's extremely windy out today, minimal intrusion here. Just try to dodge that rock. Well, that's nice. Looks like somebody blew a tire. But anyways, really, really refined ride, and just really like how it coasts down the interstate here. I'm getting right at, looks like 29 miles per gallon, where it's flat, and as I'm starting to go down the slight incline, it's starting to go up to around 34, 36, 38 and a half now. And then what I really like about the Volvos is in this corner here, below where it shows me what my cruise speed is, it'll show me my miles per gallon. And then when I get to an idle, it'll show me how many gallons of fuel I would be burning per hour. Which is just interesting to know that. So as I come to a stop here, it shows I'm burning 0.3 gallons per hour, and then it goes up to 0.5 just sitting here. And with this engine, I really like the initial boost that you get having the supercharged turbo pair. A lot of smaller engines, when you put your foot down, you have to wait for the turbo to spool up, but since you get that initial supercharged feel, it's really, really neat actually. Just coming out of a corner, you feel the supercharger, and then later on you feel the turbo. Now the brakes on this one in particular, you have to put your foot down. There's not an initial bite, which I would like on a car like this because it's not that big in my opinion, but brake pedal, it works. And I shouldn't say that the brakes aren't bad, it's just not what I'm used to. And I think this one might need pads or something actually, because it's just giving me a little bit of shake in the brake pedal itself. So that's probably what the issue is. But coming down this back road here, just cruising, I'm getting over 40 miles per gallon. Slight decline though. So you can probably expect around 30, maybe 35 on a flat surface like this. Doing 40, 45, maybe 50. And then even on the incline, I'm still getting 33. But really like this XC60. I like how easy it is to use the radio. And to just always be able to hit this red button to go back is nice, as opposed to the Volvo XC90s where you have that touchscreen and then you can't really use a button for everything and it gets confusing. This, like everything you need, you know, your navigation stuff's here, you know, your radio's here, your Bluetooth aux, all that's here, CD player. So just really like how they did this car. But specifically on the pre-owned market, you could definitely find a bargain. This one's priced pretty well, especially since this one has been serviced for the most part. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2017 Volvo XC60 T6 all-wheel drive.